Hey guys, alright, so I am back with another video. This is a life update because I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't posted for the last 2 or 3 weeks because a lot has happened and I have to update you guys on what's going on. There are several things that has happened, and some good, some bad. Mostly bad, unfortunately. So, before I get into the bad part, let me just give you the good part at least. About 3 weeks ago, I was notified by the Spanish government that my request, my application for Spanish nationality has been approved. So yeah, I will be Spanish. I have been waiting for a very, very long time. Yeah, I applied many years ago, but the process in Spain, I've mentioned this in so many videos, the bureaucracy is bad in Spain. It's very slow. So in July, I have to take the Spanish oath, and after that, they will give me a Spanish passport, a Spanish ID card, and a new Spanish birth certificate. But I have to do this here in Fuerteventura. I cannot do it anywhere else. All right, so for the bad news, we went to the US for the last 2 weeks and to Canada. That's why I wasn't able to make a video. We went to my best friend's wedding, which was beautiful, by the way. But while we were with my best friend, my grandmother passed away. It's very difficult for me because my grandmother raised me, her and my mother, so she was like my second mom. And she had been battling cancer for the last 2 years. She had lung and brain cancer. When I was there with my best friend, my mother contacted me and she said that the doctors is giving her 1 week left to live. And yeah, I just couldn't believe how fast her health was deteriorating. I said, okay. We have to get down there. But the wedding was in 2 days. So I said, okay, we'll just go to the wedding. And after the wedding, we'll go to Los Angeles so I can be with my family. On the way to Canada, we were in the car. My mom called me and she said, you have to say goodbye to your grandma. Yeah, she's not gonna last. She's not gonna make it. Her birthday was 3 days before she died. So I was in the car, my mom put me on video chat with my grandmother, and it was very, very difficult. I told her, thank you for everything. Thank you for taking care of me, for loving me, for, listening to my drama whenever I call, just everything. Our relationship was very close. And I was crying. She was crying, and it was the first time I've ever seen my grandmother cry, ever. My grandmother is a very strong woman, and she's always done things that we didn't want to do, but had to be done. And yeah, I've never seen her cry. She gave me specific instructions to live my life, to be happy, not to cry, even though that's very, very difficult. And yeah, do all these things for her. That's what she requested. So, after speaking with her, we went to Canada, and the next day was the wedding, and my mother called me. I woke up, and when I saw her name on the phone, I already knew what the news was. I answered the phone, and she told me that my grandmother was gone. So, it was very difficult because I went to the wedding, and I want to celebrate my best friend's, marriage and things like that. But it was really difficult to be happy and have this this sadness at the same time. My best friend, talked to me. Him and his wife, they both talked to me, and they said they were very sorry, and we had a long talk because I was just a mess. I was a mess. After that, we changed our flight because we were supposed to come back to Fuerteventura. So we changed our flight to Los Angeles, and my husband got bad news because I don't think I mentioned this, but he's in the military, and they told him that he can no longer live in Fuerteventura. They changed his destination. So now we have to move to Valencia. If you don't know where Valencia is, it's in the peninsula, and it's located more or less like the southeast part of Spain. It is very beautiful. It's Valencia city is where he will be, and it's like the third biggest city in Spain after Barcelona and Madrid. So he was very upset about that because we have a house and all that stuff. So after that, we went to see my family, and I saw family members that I haven't seen since I was a child. We went to the funeral, and after the funeral, we had to catch the plane to get back to Fuerteventura. We went to the airport. We went to the airport, and we arrived an hour and 30 minutes. It was a French airline. When we got there, there were lots of people outside, like where you do the check-in. They were so angry, and we were like, "What's going on?" The airline closed the gate like an hour and 45 minutes before the flight. Like, I had never been to an airline that has done that. One lady came out and she said, "Yeah, this airline does that. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do." Everyone was trying to call customer service. Customer service would hang up as soon as you call. I was like, never again am I taking a French airline. I'm sorry. That was just horrible. I had to quickly find another airline, and I found one, but it left it left the next day. Not the previous, I'm sorry. It left the next day. And the flight was 30 hours. So, yeah, and the French airline doesn't want to refund my money. It's just crazy. And by the way, they don't list this in their policy when they're going to close the gates or anything like that. So, yeah, a lot of people were really, really mad. So, yeah, my mom came back to get us, and the next day we left. It was on a Friday, and then we arrived to Fuerteventura on Sunday night. So we were just tired. We were wiped out. Yeah. So, as far as leaving the Canary Islands, okay, so this is going to be our plan. My husband has to leave next Friday. Yeah, it's like that soon. He has to leave next Friday. He has to pack up his things. I'm going to stay here for a little bit because I have to take the oath here in Fuerteventura. So I'm going to stay here for a little bit. Then later, because he's going to live on the army base, right? So I obviously can't live with him in the army base. So my sister-in-law, she talked with my husband, so I'm going to be living with her in Andalusia. And then we're going to rent out this house. And then after we rent the house out, we're going to find a place to live in Valencia. And then when we have that done, I'm going to move there to Valencia. So yeah, so that's all the updates that I have for you. It has been like a roller coaster of emotions, just lots of different things. One other thing about my grandmother I wanted to say is that she wrote me a letter before she died, and I read this letter every day. It was so beautiful. It was, she was saying how, how grateful it was to watch me grow up, how much she loves me, how proud she is of me. She said she hopes I keep the letter. My grandmother was very big on letters because people don't write letters anymore, but I always wrote a letter to her because for her, a letter is very personal. And so when I travel to different countries, I send her a postcard, I write her a letter, I send her flowers. When I was going through her things, I found all the letters and postcards I sent her. She kept all of them. So yeah, so when I read her letter, my heart just melted. So yeah, but I am grateful for the opportunity that I had to say goodbye and the time that I spent with her. It was very important to me. So yeah, well, that's it for this video. That's all I have, all the updates. Sorry I haven't been around. Now that, I'm back, yeah, I'll keep posting videos. Yeah, and yeah, if you have any comments or any questions about anything, just let me know. And yeah, I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. All right? Have a good week. Hasta luego. Ciao.